Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video, I'm going to take you through the Forex market outlook, some key levels to watch this week and some markets to be aware of. So I'm going to basically go through a couple of the major currency pairs and then going to go through the stock markets because obviously that's where the majority of the action is going on. So as we can see here, we have the dollar index. This is going to look for the strength and weakness in the US dollar. And as we can see, the dollar last week really outperformed a lot of other currencies. And we can see a real nice weekly close here. So I'm expecting upside in the dollar to continue up into the recent highs, around about 99.40. So expect some further upside to the US dollar. That includes some downside to Euro US dollar. We can see here price did break out of these weekly highs and failed. So we had the nice close and then the next candle opened, closed back within, suggesting that that was a false breakout to the upside and that we could see some further downside coming into play here on Euro US dollar. Doesn't mean we can't see a small rally before then continuing to the downside. So just going to the daily time frame, we may get a rally back up into sort of around that 112.40 area before seeing a continued move down. But I'm expecting that dollar strength to really continue. Same here with the pound. Pound just completely folding here. Expecting further downside here as well. But we may get a short-term pullback and maybe a rally back up into the 127.30, which would be an ideal area to look for further shorting opportunities, as that is a previous breakout point. So it may drop a little bit further, maybe into this 122 before reversing, retesting these lows and continuing to the downside. Aussie and Kiwi, very impacted by what's going on with the coronavirus, the shutdown in China, X, Y, and Z. That to me suggests that you don't really want to be a buyer of the Australian dollar or the New Zealand dollar. I just want to keep looking for those short opportunities on this. So again, if we get a pullback into a recent swing area, there could be the opportunity to continue those types of trades. Interesting chart for me is dollar Swiss. So if I just go to dollar Swiss, we spoke about this earlier in the week, the fact that the weekly time frame was at a previous area of support. The dollar is clearly gaining some strength, which suggests to me that there could be some continued upside here into these recent weekly swing lows. I was expecting a bit more of price action to kind of form. What I mean by that is essentially the area that we saw here, where the market broke into that new low, then continue to the upside. Let me just change the color of this so we can see it a bit better. And then a continuation higher. However, we haven't really seen that. We've just seen a clear rejection here so far. So maybe we're going to get a bit of a rally up, another move back down, retest this area, and then maybe a move higher. Or, you know, we can see a down move and continuation, maybe a bit of a pullback in that dollar strength short term for a longer term move to the upside. So dollar Swiss is a nice chart to watch. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this next week, see if there's any kind of swing trading opportunities on a higher time frame. So a 4 hour market is making those higher highs, higher lows, but he's actually stuck here now at this previous swing high. So what we could see is the market move back lower. If it comes back towards this low in here and rejects it, we could see long opportunities from there. Or if it drops even further back down into this key supporting zone, we could then see some opportunities to the upside from these lows. So keep your eye on dollar Swiss. I'll keep an eye on these structure levels, and around about 9,600 is that resistance zone. So keep your eye on that. If the market rallies up into that point, there could be some short-term short opportunities as well. So there's a couple of different things to really keep your eye on that particular market. Let me just open that back up and head towards the Dow Jones. Now the Dow Jones, a couple of different ideas on this. So if I just go to the weekly time frame and zoom out, we can see that we've come back down to an area of support. So the market found support here in the past, and you know, there's a bit of a zone just running through here. So the market has started to bounce there. The daily is, again, looks like it's had a bullish move up, but as we've seen already, once we've had that bullish move, the market has continued to the downside. Look at the 4-hour time frame. The recent swing lows around about 24,000 is something that is interesting. We could see the market rally up into that point. If we get any kind of double top pattern here, or any kind of signs that the market is going to reverse at this point, we could look for shorts back into the swing low, for then the opportunity to either continue to look for shorting opportunities, or you know, it may get a slight reversal from here. If we continue to break higher, then we may be looking for a bit of a longer term pullback, but long term for me, still looking for downside stock markets. This is clearly a global pandemic. We can see that recently in Europe, Spain, the likes of Spain, and places like that have gone into full sort of lockdown. There no flights are being planned, airports could be shut down. So this is really going to affect the stock markets. It's going to affect companies' profitability. It's going to you know, affect global markets. So I'm expecting further downside on these stock markets. It's just where we see the value in getting short and making sure we stay patient, looking for those opportunities. Okay. This has been John Kibler, head currency analyst of Blueberry Markets. If you enjoyed this Forex market outlook, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, and I'll speak to you in the week. Cheers.